Welcome to HearthCo's video training presentation number 11. This is about hearths. We're going to be talking a little bit about hearths and raised hearths and all of your different hearth options. Okay, we've talked a little bit about hearths. Now we're going to go into them in more detail. 2-inch flush hearth, looks like the one you see here. They're the same price as a 1-inch. It's basically the same cost to us to make a 1-inch as a 2-inch. Normally the 2-inch is much more popular. Once in a while we'll sell a 1-inch for someone who wants to embed it in a wood floor, or if they have not allowed enough room to put a 2-inch underneath, they've installed the firebox flat on the floor and there's no room, they'll put a 1-inch. Sometimes in apartments or condos they'll 1-inch, but the 2-inch is much more popular. And when it exceeds 71 inches, it becomes 2 1/4, and that's for strength. You cannot get a 1-inch longer than 71. So here's your flush hearth, and I was just telling you when people prefer that. Although I don't make the mistake, which I have made in the past, of telling people that the 2-inch looks better. Looks are in the eyes of the beholder, and so if they like the 1-inch, then I guess that's what looks the best. We sell a lot more of the 2-inch. Okay, these are great. These are single piece. It's the 16-inch raised hearth. So they're 16 inches tall, and they come in various lengths. These are fixed length. Now you can, when you do the install, you can cut them down and make them shorter. You can cut the depth and make them less deep if you want. You just use a circular saw with a masonry blade, and all the product cuts very easily with a circular, any kind of saw that has a circular blade. Tile saw, you could use a table saw if you put a masonry blade in it, and you can cut curved cuts in them to make grout lines, or you can cut products to length. You only have about 1 inch of material because everything is hollow. You only have about 1 inch of material to cut through. This we used to call a decorative raised hearth. It doesn't serve a functional purpose like catching sparks, but it looks great in an apartment building or something where they don't want just to have flat stock going down to the floor. They want something to fill in that space. We use a little 8-inch raised hearth. You can also get flush hearth tiles, which look just like the flush hearth, and they sit flat on the floor, and you would use those if you want to exceed the length that you could do with a flush hearth. Maybe somebody wants to do a whole 10-foot wall, and you use the tiles to do that. So here's a picture of someone that built a raised hearth and used hearth tiles to cap it with. You can put raised hearth. You can use hearth tiles on top of a wooden box and use flat stock for the risers, and make a raised hearth that way. You can also use bullnose hearth tiles on the top. You can also use a flush hearth 1-piece for the top. You can also get the 1-piece pre-made precast raised hearth. A lot of different options on the hearths. So here's the bullnose. Notice the difference in the look. The bullnose sticks over the edge, and these will not install flat on the floor. They have to go on some kind of a frame. So they sit on a wooden box, and then the riser panels that go vertically up to the bottom of that are nothing but flat stock, and then they're either cut into sections that are right length, or they can cut grout lines in them if you want to make the lines a little closer together. So there's your wrap up. Mostly we sell 2-inch hearths. Note that you can get the custom length. When you get the custom length, you can get them up to 24 inches deep, and there'll be no grout lines.